Right, welcome to Hobby Hangout 2.5, and it's 2.5 because basically it wasn't really a planned one. Sam was doing this with Mike every week, and I was saying I really need to get started on my hashtag Sigmar showdown. Oh my god, I almost forgot. So I kind of figured the best thing to do was I've started hacking a model together, as you can see on the camera there, and this is the flying disc. And I thought I'll just go live for an hour or so, see what happens, and hack away. Maybe do a bit of green stuff work and see if anybody wants to join me. There's nobody on chat with me at the moment, so it's just me and you lovely people on the live chat stream. So hello Klabams, hello Without a Clue Wargaming. Although there seems to be some confusion over which Without a Clue Wargaming I've got. We've got James here as well, and somebody else. And Wargamer Vikings there. Hi Wargamer Viking, how you doing? And oh, my camera's currently the wrong way round. How does that mean? I don't know what you mean by that. Could it be because I'm reversed? Is that what you mean? Is my logo backwards? I'm not quite sure. Oh, my camera's the wrong way around. No, I was starting off by doing an introduction. Thanks, Kablams. I've worked it out now. You mean, should I swap to a view like this? Yes, I should swap to a view like this. But I was doing an introduction at the start. That seemed to be the reasonable thing to do. But okay, is that better? Yes, my face should be up here in this little round bit. This, no, no, that way. Yeah. Oh, there you go. And this is my it's fine, Kablabs, it's fine. Somewhat confusing. You know why Sam never lets me do these things, basically unattended. I'm not a proper adult. Sam's the really organised one. So, you know, all of these things turn into a challenge for me. I've just broken my camera. I'll be there in a minute. Oh no, sorry about this, folks. Oh, Sam's going to go crazy. There you go. You should be back. How about that? Have we got a signal? There you go. Oh, Sam's going to go mad. I hope he's not watching now. I really hope not. He's having a barbecue. So, luckily, he's probably just filling himself up on lovely barbecue delights. Oh dear me. Yes, camera's broke. It's fixed. Sony do sponsor me in terms of they made the camera for me personally as well, which was nice. Right. Well, hey, I think we are there. Let's get back to talking about Sigmar Showdown. So this is my base model. And I'm planning on doing a bunch of things really. I wanted to work on the conversion in two ways. First and foremost is I want to change the disc, and what I've done is taken a few spare parts from the screamers. So let me pop him off the base, and this was inspired by the fact that this base has some kind of weird warping going off anyway. So I figured let's just green stuff in. Had a head, maybe a little tiny mouth, which is going to need some work because that's part of the main body of the screamer. And I took this tail, which was one of the more ornate ones. I quite liked it. And figured just, heat it up, bend it around a little bit, and go from there. In fact, actually, Sam was asking me how I went about bending that plastic. And I'm going to show this little thing. So this isn't advertising. I picked this strange little device up off... I think it was off eBay. So as you can see, it's just labelled hot air gun. And the nozzle may get hot. I can't actually remember the name of it, but I'm sure if you go on Amazon and look up hot air gun, those kind of things, it's mains powered. And what's interesting about this thing is it will blow hot, dry air up until about 300 degrees Celsius. So you do have to be careful with it, but it's like a super duper hairdryer basically. So just blow it on the plastic until it started to be a bit more mobile, and then bent it into position. And that was all that was done, because this was a long straight tail. It's useful, but you also have to be super careful with it, because the plastic goes from nice and straight and rigid to shrinking very quickly, and there's a little bit in between straight and rigid and shrinking, which is essentially flexibility. So you've got to judge it carefully, because before you know it, everything just goes and it shrivels away. So certainly one worth trying anyway. Worked for me. Right, who have we got on chat now? Frost and Fist. Hello, hey, how you doing, Mathos? That's cool. And who else? Oh, well, it's Frost and Kabbalam's just having a good old chat with each other. So I don't know whether you've had a chance to check out the Space Wolf Bat Report yet on the website, Mathos, because Space Wolves did well for themselves, actually. I think they did quite well. Hey, John. Right, I do know I was hoping to have somebody join me on the chat. But because I was having so much technical problems getting ready for tonight and getting up on live on time, I didn't get a chance to drop an invite out. So you know who you are. If you get in touch with me and if you're able to join me on the chat, that would be brilliant. And if you could just drop me a message on Facebook, and I'll look out for that and see if I can send you an invite to the chat. Ooh, I've died with heat. Yeah, okay, what have we got here? It's a good thing if it will work with resin from Forge World. Absolutely it will. It's a little bit vicious for resin. To be honest, with resin, I seriously don't think you can just beat warm water. You know, just off boiling, boil the water, drop it in a cup, leave it a couple of minutes. And then, you know, just drop it into the just off boiling water, not for long, pull it straight back out, straighten it up, and then here's the trick. Straight into a cup of ice water. So you go from soft to frozen very quickly, and that from hot water to cold water is the thing that sort of fixes the resin straight again. So a useful tip, particularly on large parts, because what tends to happen with the large parts is you heat them up slowly and then they've got to cool down slowly. So unless you've got the patience of a saint and you can stand there holding it perfectly rigid for all the time, just get large parts straight under the running cold water tap, and you know, it will fix them. Basically it drops the temperature fast, makes the resin hard again. Right, Kabbalam says he's dabbled with heating styrene. It never goes well except when bending pipes. Yeah, exactly, it's a tricky business. I mean, this is what I like about this, is there's no open flame, and I think that makes a difference. And again, like with working with resin patients, just heat it a bit more, keep trying it, see if it flexes, and then we'll go from there. Right, okay, I do have a quick message coming through. Yes, I think I need an email address to invite you, James, so if you could drop me your email address, if that's possible, through Messenger, and then I can invite you to the Google Hangouts. Oh, I wish I had Technical Sam with me right now. Let's see how I can do this. Oh. One moment, please. There's tension on the stream. I'm not quite sure what that means. Does that mean I'm messing up really bad? Hello? Right, I'm not sure I can operate all of this in one go. Let's see what I can do. Sorry about this, folks. I think I'd need to dial out. James, drop me your email address. I'll see if I can send you an invite on chat. That would be good. Boop, boop. Right. Pop out chat. That's what's happened to the chat. Shall I do a little bit of singing for you? Maybe I should just do some quick step work. Okay, I know what I'm doing after the stream. I once popped around 15 sprayed regular polystyrene with Citadel spray with the intention of making the gaming table poly melted. Yeah, that's happened to me. You do have to be careful. Seal the poly with emulsion paint, cheap emulsion paint. Give it a couple of coats of emulsion paint, and if you mix a bit of PVA in with it as well, no harm in that. So sort of 25% PVA, the rest emulsion paint. Coat the polystyrene, gives it a nice hard surface anyway, and then you can spray away with your sprays as long as you've given it a solid coat. This is exciting. There's tension on the screen. I'm hoping you guys are hearing me okay. As you know from Sam's numerous complaints, my internet is absolutely dreadful. So, hopefully it's working okay. Can somebody just drop a message and tell me at least whether you can hear me okay? That would be wonderful. Thank you all. Right, okay. I'm just trying to see if I can bring someone onto the chat, everyone, so apologies for this. I think this is the idea of these live hangouts, aren't they? Aren't they just a little bit random, and it doesn't really matter if they go terribly wrong? Maybe? I'm not sure. Right. Allow. Invite. James, I believe I've sent you an invite. So I hope you've received that. No one's available. Okay. Maybe I haven't sent an invite out. Sorry, James, I'm trying. Okay, who cares? Let's do some green stuffing. Come on. Before you all just leave me. Steve is... Oh, hello. Everything's popping. James, are you there?
Hello.
James, how you doing, mate? Hold on a second. I'm just going to see if I can bring your audio in. Can you just give me a hello, everyone?
Hello. Hello.
I think everybody's hearing you, hopefully.
Awesome.
Right. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad.
Better than me. Better than me. Sam will be having a proper fit over my lack of technical ability. So what are you working on tonight?
Hang on. Yeah, I'm working on 4 Demos Predators.
So do you want to just introduce yourself quickly to everybody that's on the live chat?
I can't hear you at all, Phil.
You can't hear me at all? Hold on a minute. Could you do me a favour and turn off your video, because it's not used for the live stream anyway, and my bandwidth is so dreadful it might just be struggling. Can you hear that? Oh, there he goes. Right. Well, that went well. Okay, James, maybe if you can hear me, maybe we should best leave it, because I think my internet is simply not up to the task of handling both a video and an audio call. So let's see if we can just get on with the stream. Bad echo, Phil. We can hear James, a tad quiet and possible echo. Right. Let's just exit that one. Crikey. It's all gone terribly wrong. At least I'm getting a few lols in the chat. That's working well. Right. Come on then. In the absence of James and in the absence of anybody talking to me, then I just need everybody to basically chat on the chat. So is this my showdown thing, Phil? Yes, it is. Maybe I should have a little talk through as I'm making green stuff as well. James has just said, I think we better leave it. Yes, I think we had better leave it, James. Sorry about that, my friend. I think hopefully you'll be joining Sam on Wednesday, so that's probably a better thing to do, because Sam has much better internet than I do, and it's more likely to work. This is people complaining about having to hear James twice with the echo. I'm sorry, mate, you're already getting people complaining, so my usual dodgy quality must be a Hangouts issue. I'm not sure it is. I basically live 3 miles away from the nearest exchange, which means my internet is anywhere between 1 and 1.5 meg, which makes this impossible. So I actually use a 4G card to do this. And the 4G card and its ability to stream and chat to you guys is directly controlled by how far the farmer has stacked his haystack up across the road. So 3 layers of haystacks, I'm good. We've got internet connection and we can do live chat. 4 rows of haystacks and it's all gone wrong. Right. Does everybody mix their green stuff like this, or am I the only one who spirals it? It's just a thing. I just find it easier than folding if you just twist and twist. Okay, we've got a couple of people on chat. Hi guys, sorry I'm on Wednesday night. Yes, sorry about that, Wet James. I just think I can handle an outbound stream, but I don't think I can handle the live chat coming in as well as at the same time. You use water too. What, for the green stuff, to wet your hands? Yeah, it's probably a good idea for smoothing. You need the stuff, need it. I suppose it is called Need Tight, isn't it, originally? Let me know which farmer and I'll have a word. I don't think I should do that. He's got guns and he's not afraid to use them. I was once out in the garden and he was obviously just blasting away trying to scare off a flock of seagulls, I think, at the time. And as I was stood in the garden, there was just pellets hailing down on my head. So it didn't seem to worry him too much that day. Right, so there's a couple of jobs I want to do. I want to green stuff the rest of the body of this screamer. So I want to join this head up to this tail. That's what's going off there. I've got the gaunt summoner body. Let's have a quick talk through what I'm planning for this then. So the gaunt summoner. This is the main torso piece. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys, actually. Oh, I knew that would happen. Okay, so this is the main torso, and basically, as ever, with a kind of conversion, I think the best thing to do is to just get it out and start messing around with it, really. Start seeing what the model looks like and getting a feel for it. And one of the things I noticed is it's quite hippie. And I don't mean as in a pacifist. I mean there's some hips going off there. So so I thought wouldn't it be interesting to turn it into a female gaunt summoner? So that was my first inspiration. So obviously, well, I'd like to do some kind of crazy breastplate on there, work it out. And then the other thing is we've got the Inari release that was done recently with the sort of corset dress, the dress that comes down, it's cut at the front. And that's the other thing what you tend to see with these Zeech models is their legs are completely obscured, if you like. And I thought it'd be kind of fun just to cut this away and have the legs sort of visible and kind of floating above the disc would be kind of nice. And then I popped into Games Workshop in Leamington, and the lovely manager there, Chris, was having his birthday, and as part of his birthday celebrations, he had got out a bunch of sprues and were allowing people to hack away and build their own team for Armageddon. And he was kind enough, as I went in to buy a box full of other spare parts, he was kind enough to let me have a quick dig through. And I came across this wonderful Zeech head, which has got the splitting bird's head. So, not quite sure exactly how that's going to work at the moment. Either it makes the main head, which works in its own right. It's quite big and scary. Or I might have it kind of splitting almost like as a headdress. So imagine the sort of, both sides splitting like a headdress. And that feeding down into a wonderful pair of what's now known as Sam wings. Because Sam used the wings, and I know he's not going to be happy about me using wings. But this is Zeech, and come on, Zeech, definitely should have wings. So wings feeding into some kind of split bird-headed headdress over the top of the head. What can I do for the head? Well, these wonderful Dark Eldar bird-headed skull heads with the feathers out the back enables me, I think, to keep it quite human looking still. Oops, let me get back on center of camera there. Keep it quite human looking still, I think, is the idea, and also quite interesting. So, well, what do you guys think to all of that nonsense? Let's have a quick look at the chats. Ooh, extreme close up. Yep, sorry about that. Sam is going to give you so much grief. Yep, he is. Sam had. Oh, yes. Let's not talk about last night. I think a few people are aware of Sam's experimentations in the wild side last night and how it ended up. What else have we got? I've got some funny looks when I went into GW on Saturday and didn't show any interest in Shadow War. and of course without a clue saying he made a Nurgle spider, haha. That is beautiful, by the way. Well done on that. It's like an awesome conversion. Thank you, Frost. So yes, there's a lot of work to do. There are parts on this sprue that all sorts I want. I haven't chosen the actual pair of wings. I want probably this most folded set of wings, maybe. I intend to use these legs, so these little clawed legs I think are really interesting. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see that well enough. So these clawed legs I thought would be a good idea. So we've got sort of bird-like feet, bird-like headdress, this sort of double-headed bird headdress. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've just noticed that head. Oh, I didn't know about that head. It's very elven, isn't it? Not, although to a degree, because it's got the sharp features. Let me see if I can get that on camera. Well, hold on. There you go. See if I can get that on camera. That's the sharp features do make it look bird-like. Wow, I hadn't considered doing one without the skull, but we'll see. Okay, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Good point. Maybe I should just get started. I'm hoping that either Sam or Mike might take pity on me and attempt to do an audio call with me, maybe. And I think, James, that might have been the issue, is you were doing a video call, and I think from my internet's point of view it was just too much to handle the video. So we'll see. Let's get modelling away and see what everybody has to say. Crikey, this is going to be a bit of a mammoth job, isn't it? Just read Kablams. He didn't mean it like that. Oh, I didn't take it bad. It's okay. I agree with you. There is a lot of work. I'll just start bulking this out and see where we go from there. Right. A little bit of hand cream. I don't know about you guys, but I know that you can use sort of Vaseline, and people do modeller's Vaseline with with modeller's Vaseline. People will use that, or they just use standard Vaseline, or they'll use water. I like hand cream, and particularly the kind of more watery based hand creams, because it doesn't leave a greasy residue afterwards, like Vaseline can. So it means it kind of dissolves away towards the end. This isn't the best green stuff work, by the way. I'm just laying green stuff in at the moment to give me a sense of how the body's going to look. We enjoy the banter. You guys are awesome. It's pretty one-way banter at the moment, isn't it? Maybe if I just keep reading the chat, that's the best way of going. So please, if people want to pose questions and ask things. Steve has just messaged me saying he's available, actually. But again, I'm not sure, Steve, whether I'll just have the same problem of that I had with James. I don't know whether it will just crash. And I don't really want to risk pulling down the live stream. But we'll see. I think if... maybe if Sam takes pity on me and dials in at some point. What have we got here? I'm working on 4 demo pattern predators tonight. Oh, nice. It's going to look epic. Thank you very much. Well, it should look epic, but it might not. I mean, you never know sometimes. I have got 3/4 of the way through a conversion and then just decided it's not working and pulled it to pieces before. And Sam will testify to that as well. I've been working on something for ages and I'll just go, no, I don't like it, and then just destroy it. Good old saliva. Yes, of course, that does work as well. And again, has that wonderful same effect of actually sort of not really leaving a residue. Well, you'd hope not anyway. Just going to push that into there. What else we got going off? Me. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I think that's James there saying me. I think it is. Because there was 2 people on that without a clue stream, wasn't there? And one of them was James and one of them wasn't. Which I apologise, because I was in a bit of a tiz getting this all set up. I didn't really pay attention to the first bit of the chat. So who is taking part in Sigmar Showdown? That's a good point. We've had a few people sign up, and oh my god, there's some beauty already being done. And I think you know that, don't you, Mr. Kablams? Because your Smegway, as I coined it this afternoon, is absolutely amazing. I love it. It's great. So there's been some good work already. Sam, of course, has just stormed ahead, hasn't he? And just gone, yeah, that's you know, let's just get this done. And just finish building his model and everything, and you know, which is just Sam all over. He's a machine. He doesn't hang about. He gets on with it straight away. I'm a little bit more sedate. Right, how's this going? Just moving a little bit now. Just going to get the general shape in. I mean, again, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes with green stuff work, I'll tend to do it in 2 or 3 sittings anyway. So right now, what I might do is just lay this base down, and all this is going to do is to form the framework of a second layer, which I'll sculpt detail onto. So I don't want to go too high with this because I want to be able to layer detail on top. I'm also a big fan of sanding green stuff as well and filing green stuff, because I think sometimes you can get quite a good effect there. Love the name. Yes, the Smegway. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's a great piece of work. And there's also the Nurgle spider, which is just amazing. And again, that's another Sam-esque speed sculpting. That was crazy. Oh, of course, I know what the me is for now. Who's doing the Sigmar Showdown? Oh, that's great. There's quite a few people. What else we got? Steve is saying me potentially. Need to make Abarash minus the dragon. Of course, my son Jack is having a go as well, so that's going to be good. He's working on, in fact, his parts are over here, and this is really quite simple at this stage. He's got this Ghoul King, and he's got these wonderful wings. Ghoul King wings, winged Ghoul King. Bargain. Absolutely love it. I think it's a really simple conversion. What he wants to do is apparently in the background fluff, there's some kind of legend of a Ghoul King's sword or something, some super powerful Ghoul King sword. So the challenge with this is he wants to place a sword, modify this hand and place a sword in this hand. So, and that's going to be quite cool, isn't it? A sort of Ghoul King wielding a sword. And of course he's in a great pose already, sort of leaping off of something. So I think that's the plan for that. He's going to have him leaping off some nice scenic base with his flappy wings and his wonderful sword. Working on Grey Knight, so is that a Sarnutka? Sarnutka? Apologies for making a mess of your name. working on Grey Knights. But my heart is waiting for the Overlords, of course. Who isn't? We were at Warhammer World on Friday. We went up to Warhammer World on Friday. We had a bunch of stuff to do up there, and they had the painted models in the display cabinet in the main Warhammer World shop. Yeah, they're just incredible. They're even better in real life than what you're seeing on the photos. So if you haven't seen the actual models yet, you are in for an absolute treat. The other thing that struck me about them straight away is just the sheer size of them, the bulk of them. They're huge. Let's see if I can turn those alerts off. There you go. So yes, they are massive, particularly the larger ship, which is just ginormous. Right, I've not got a lot more to do to this, because like I say, I just want this layer to dry. And, you know, so I'm going to have to spend a couple of nights on this. I'll let this set, and then, oh, hello fly. Another peril of living near a farm. I'll let this set, and I can return to that tomorrow to do a whole bunch more work. And I think I might sort of bulk out the centre of the body maybe. The other thing I haven't quite decided yet with this little beast, this little beastie, is how to position it on the flying base. You know, because obviously one of the things is you could just position it quite central like that, but I did drill this extra hole at the back, which makes it sit a little bit further towards the rear, but I just thought it made it kind of look a little bit more dynamic from above. It's kind of moving forward off the base, if you like, as if it's leaving the base behind. I kind of like that, so maybe that's the one I'll go with. But again, as you can see, I need to bulk out the underneath of this body a little bit, because the other idea is, if I do a good enough job with the green stuff, which only tomorrow will tell, is to bank it, you know, maybe have it banking sharply, and actually have sort of quite a dynamic pose with the summoner sort of hanging on almost, or something like that. Not quite sure. Let's have a look at what's going up on chat. Wargamer Online. Yo! Film finished. Kablam. Sounds good. I had some mated go. Oh, some mate go, and he turned off my dwarves in the flesh. Oh, by the dwarves in the flesh, I think, mates. Okay. What, they didn't like it? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I really liked it. I have to say, the sort of size of the dwarves, they're not as big-bellied. You know, they've got that kind of almost Lord of the Rings look about them. It's kind of in between, because interestingly enough, they had some Lord of the Rings models right next to them, and you could kind of see, you know, if you were to place the Lord of the Rings dwarves and if you were to place the old fantasy dwarves, and then, you know, morph the two designs into a middle point, that's exactly what you'd see in that new release. I think they're not quite the Lord of the Rings. They're a little bit bulkier, a little bit stockier, and those kind of things, but they're not the kind of tiny-legged, you know, big-bellied, giant beards, because obviously everything's tucked away underneath armour as well, interestingly enough. So, yeah, I like them. I like them, and I really like the ships. They were just huge. There is a temptation, though, is to do some kind of crazy 40k thing, maybe, because that would be just good fun, surely. Right. Okay, I've got a couple more messages coming. Like the airships, don't like the dwarves. Yeah. The banking will expose your green stuff work. Yeah, that's the plan. I can do better green stuff work than that. I did mention that's just that's just base work. Oh wait, you might be saying that in a good way. You might be saying I should do it to show my green stuff work off. Maybe, yeah. I'm so used to dealing with Sam. Normally when he makes a comment, it's like a negative. Squats, Magnus. Yeah, squats. I have got a box full of squats. They're great stuff. They're really, really nice. So yes, I do enjoy the squats. It would be nice to see. Oh, come on, I'm just joining the mass ranks now of people saying please bring squats back, because you know what, if they took those sort of overlord designs and took them all to a 40k design, wouldn't it be just amazing? Yeah, come on, GW, you can do it. Right, Sam, I think you were there. You said, yo, film finished. So do you think you could try and join me on Google Hangouts and see if this works? Or maybe if we tried you and it worked with just voice, we could probably bring a couple more people in. But I kind of know that you're a little bit more technical wizardry, so maybe you could do well on it. Which wings? That's the question. I think I want the most bendy wings, basically. And that's my next question, maybe for the group, is would a dude with wings be flying round on the back of a disc? What do you think? Don't know. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm just not sure it is. So, yeah, if you can let me know, that would be really good. Sam suggested that maybe I build this model with the wings and just abandon the disc and don't bother with the disc at all. Or don't bother with the wings. There's the challenge. Who have we got? So what was it saying? Okay, right, there might be some good conversions with Overlords to go kind of Bioshock style. Yeah, absolutely. And inside the new Armageddon box, there was some Bioshock-ish scenery in the grills and stuff, so you could certainly have some fun with that. Replace the guns, bish bash bosh. Maybe if the wings were closed and folded. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, I knew someone might suggest that. I'm not too keen on that idea. Only because, do you really want to hit these with the heat gun? They're so nice. You're right, though. I did think about that. If it was going to go on the disc, would I just simply... would I be simply better to... go without the disc or go without the wings? I'll do both. Oh, it's going to be a big conversion. Let's do both. Not if he's hanging off the bank disc in a dynamic mode. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, good point, Kablams. Holding on, sort of thing, like a Skaven holding on to the reins of two tiny rats while he flies along on his Smegway. I'm going to go for these wings. Less armour, more birdie. I think that's my choice made. Yes, Sam. That would be nice. Thank you for dropping me a message. But it depends if you're busy. If you're painting, why don't you join in and see how we do? It'd be nice to have somebody else's voice on the end of the line. And then Sam can do a proper chat with guests because he's got super fast broadband. Oh, by the way, I am, you guys and ladies, I think, may or may not be aware, but I might be getting fibre, which is really exciting. They've built an exciting green box just across the road from my house next to the farm. So I can only hope that green box contains fibre, in which case I'm going to be going live every night in super high definition with a background orchestra playing behind me. Yeah, orchestra, definitely. Right, okay, wings. Let's have a look at this for scale. Scoot these bits out the way a second. That's my torso. There's my wings. Yeah, that's working, isn't it? Yeah, I've got to do wings now, haven't I? Free fibre? It's not going to be free fibre, I know that much. Unfortunately not. Hopefully though, if we've got enough premium subscribers by then, we'll have enough to pay for the fibre and 4 ice creams, which would be nice. Let's have a look at that. So the question was whether I can kind of somehow bring that in to some kind of headdress. Or maybe I should just go with a head. This head wasn't designed to glue together. It's actually meant to be a Zeech sort of bird head splitting. I just like the idea if I did some kind of crazy position like that. It's one of those things that doesn't make it, it looks like a kind of one of those horrible blossoming flowers from Stranger Things, that weird sort of flower beast splitting open. But behind it'll just look fabulous, won't it? Yes, yes. If I was going to, thank you, Kablams, if I was going to have fibre actually fitted personally out here, that'd cost a little bit of money, I think. I think I have to wait for OpenReach, which is the UK broadband provider, infrastructure provider, to reach our house. You never know, maybe somebody powerful in OpenReach is watching this channel right now thinking, if only he had a bit more bandwidth, he could invite friends and they could all join in. And then he's going to go to work tomorrow and say, you know what, check out this guy, he needs fibre tomorrow. That'd be lovely. But if not, I'm just going to have to wait patiently. The next challenge, besides sticking wings onto this bad beastie, is going to be arms. And what do I do with the arms? Because Zeech, of course, are all about their books and things. And what we've got is the torso holds two things. I think I've already, it holds, so this double arm fits onto this spear like that. So from a conversion point of view, extremely limiting, really. There's not a lot you can do with that. So I think I've just got to try and avoid that. Maybe try and just use the top arm, lose this weapon down here, so it's kind of he or she, I think I'm going with she, is holding, sort of sweeping backwards under the wing maybe. I think I just need to cut some of these off and do some more playing around. Oh, the other thing I was hoping for I had a NAM flash. Yeah, I've had loads of issues with my internet, and I think that's what's so frustrating when Sam gets angry with my internet connection. Is just, yeah. I have so much pain and frustration with it. And then when somebody goes, Phil, just sort your internet out, you just, mate, if you knew how many hours I'd spent on the phone begging someone to fix my internet. Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? Look at that. This is a great model. Really is. Super impressed with this model. Right. Sam has said, invite me to your hangout. Right, let's see what I can do. This could go wrong. So, James, you may get a dial in from me. I'm not sure. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Anything could happen in the next 10 minutes. Hopefully Sam will join us. Who knows though? Who knows? It's highly unlikely. But we can try, can't we? And of course then we're going to get echo.
Hello.
Hello, Sam. Hold on a minute. I can hear Sam. I bet nobody else can at the moment.
You're really bad.
Can you say hello? I'm really bad.
It's gone
Robot Phil.
Has it gone robot, Phil? Is that just bringing you in, do you think?
Yeah, we'll just leave it.
We'll just leave it. I'll come on another time.
Okay. Do you want to say goodbye to everyone? Sam? Oh.
Yeah.
That really didn't work, did it? Oh dear, Kablams was a supervisor for BT. Yeah. Yes, I can imagine you did have to deal with some quite angry people. We could hear Sam. We can still hear you fine, Phil. I'm going to dial Sam back. Let's just dial Sam back. Maybe I was just roboty to Sam, but the stream was good. Let's see. Let's just dial Sam back. Come on, Sam. Come back to me. Come back to me, Sam. Oh, I'm calling Sam. Does he know I'm calling him? Sam, Kablam says he could hear me fine. I think it might be just robotic to you over Google Hangouts.
Okay, that's fine.
But
Okay,
he said the stream was fine. Yeah, how you doing, Sam?
The problem is hearing you.
Problem is
You know,
hearing you.
I can
You
say
know,
words,
I
but
can
it's
say
not
words,
going
but
to
it's not going to be a very good conversation when I'm just
talking.
Oh, so you can't hear me at all?
Yeah, you sound really
yeah,
husky.
you sound really husky.
Like a robot.
Like a robot.
Really husky robot.
A really husky robot.
Isn't that a good thing?
Kind of. Connection between Phil and Sam's house must be rooted by Australia or something.
I think it is. We have a lot of fun over my internet connection, don't we, Sam?
Yeah, look, there's echo.
Yeah, look, there's echo. I'll leave it. We'll do another one.
I'm just going to sit and do
I'm
hobby
just going to sit and do hobby while watching the feed. So
I could try turning you down. Do you want me to? I tell you what, I could put you on the headphones, which would definitely stop the echo, wouldn't it? Shall I try that, or do you want to just go, Sam?
I'll go. We need this quality production value level stuff, so I'll speak to you in a bit.
Okay, bye, Sam. Bye. It's nice having you. Well, there goes Sam. Well, that was good. But Sam just couldn't handle the low quality impact. There's crazy echo. Echo, 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 echo. Okay. Sam is very quiet. And echo again. We just give up. Right, let's get on with this. I've now managed to just fill my desk basically with hundreds of bits and nothing much is going off. So let me see what I can do. I think the best thing to do is to put that to one side, and I am going to start hacking away at this chap here and see what I can do. I need a torso. I need a female torso. I also need a couple of legs. So let's see if I can find that. Ooh. Okay, there's possibly the 2 legs I want. Right. Pointy armored toes or clawy feet. Pointy armored toes or claws for feet. Quick vote, please. Never mind. Anybody? Clawed feet? Armored toes? Come on, Sam. I know you're painting, but you could at least help me out. I'm clipping both off just in case. Ooh, that's nice. Just a crude snip on that one because it doesn't really matter too much. Ooh, no. That leg is all bent the wrong way. So I think that's pretty much the decision for me. It's got kind of a curve to it. Just doesn't work inside. Obviously works well paired up with this one. Wait, let's put the two together and see if we can. Okay, I think it's kind of meant to be positioned like that maybe, which would work better. Ooh, and then I could sculpt. Yes, okay, yes. What I'm thinking is if I can hack the front of the dress away, have this knee kicking up, and then sculpt the replacement of the dress over the kicking up knee, I've got quite a dynamic pose. So all I need now is a torso. You voted Claude. Claws it is, even with the strange bend of the leg, because the bend of the leg I just need to rotate it round the back. Right, top half of a female torso. This is going to be some serious hacking work, isn't it? Yeah. Ooh, I might get to use my new Citadel saw. Maybe. Do I bother, or do I just sculpt? I don't know where I stand. This is the age-old argument, isn't it? Is do you need breasts on armor? You know, I know that some people are quite offended by it because you don't really need it, and you know, female warriors didn't need the space. But I think it helps the viewer identify the gender of the model if it's not, rooted in reality. I think people look at it and go, oh right, it's a female sorcerer, and I think that's the thing for me. Crikey, that's going to be a hell of a hack though. But doable. There's a lot of thinking going off right now. Right. Let's get some plastic glue onto that. I at least want those legs setting. Booby armour. Yes. Booby armour. I know it's controversial. But, like I say, I think it will help if I'm trying to do something a little bit different with the model and I want a female gaunt summoner. Then, like I say, I think it just helps the viewer identify the gender. Just pop those two together. And leave those a while because, again, I really want to hack those up. It's looking good. So, it's going to be a question of sitting that inside that dress somehow, probably quite high up like that. I think you get the idea of what I'm going to be aiming for there. The sort of dress splitting. I still want to show the bird-like feet, and obviously if I go with the sort of crazy pale blue skin that you get with the sort of Zeech wizards, I think that could look quite good. And then based on this kind of leaping pose, I have a leaping forward to show pace, coming from the back of the disc maybe. It's got possibilities. That's what it is at this stage though, is a whole bunch of possibilities that could all go wrong with the slip of a knife. Because generally, I don't know about you lot, but I tend to find when you are you tend to find the finer the model, the smaller the model, the more likely it can go disastrously wrong in a very short space of time. I do like that upper torso, so let's get a little bit brave and start snipping. Good place to start will be trying to marry those two pieces, I think. Trying to get the front of the chest plate onto the back of here, knowing that that's got to meet with that. I think the back and the wings are going to be a fairly straightforward piece, to be honest. That looks okay. I'm not too worried about that. It's all about this front, and the fact that that is so incredibly obvious. And it's going to be a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Right. Okay, I'm going to start by making life really difficult for me. I'm going to lose this lower torso piece here. Crikey. That's actually quite thick. Okay, let's just go for a straight snip for now. Whoa. And thus he makes his first horrendous cut. Yeah. Start whittling away at this. I think what I'm going to do is just try and reduce the bulk so it's easier to work on. Try and get it down so it's thinner. Oh, Rachel came and went after giving me a smiley face. I'm amazed actually, Rachel. Well done, you didn't get banned within the 10 seconds that you were on the chat. That's good going. Don't know who banned you last time, by the way. I do know something. I'm going to have to put my old man glasses on. because these are just too much work for me. I don't have the laser eyes of Sam, so that's better. I can now see, look at the size of those bad boys. Right. This is extremely dangerous. Should mention that this is not a tutorial, so do not copy this in any way. It's a start. It's a start. You know, for the sake of two small boobs, I think I might be better off simply going for some green stuff. So one moment, folks. Let's mix a bit more green stuff up. I'll have a go. Worst comes to the worst, I'll rip the green stuff off and we'll go from there. It was accidental that I banned Rachel. My iPad has started to have a life of its own. So I don't have to touch the screen for it to make unilateral decisions over what app I want to open next, what video I want to watch next on YouTube, or who I'm going to ban off the stream. So as I launched the YouTube app and scrolled down the screen, it decided to simply double tap Rachel and ban her, so off she went, I'm afraid. So it was an accidental slip. Well, actually, it was technology deciding it had had enough. So, sorry about that. Let me see what I can do here. I'm wondering whether I bring Sam up on the Hangouts via my iPad and just let him talk into the microphone, so he's just next to me. Oh, he'd hate that. The quality would be so bad it'd freak him out. Right, Kablam's gone to check his comments on his Sigmar Showdown video. After Sigmar Showdown, will we do a 40k inspired version? Why not? Why not? I've got loads going off on 40k in terms of conversions and those kind of things. Jack has been following Sam's tutorials on Death Guard as well, so he's just been pumping those out. I mean, they're only like, I think, on the third or second stage of the tutorial, so he's still working through it. So he's been working away on that. He used the same tutorial to apply to a bunch of Mechanicum's Guitari that he was working on as well. And again, he's just very early stages. He's just laying base coats down, but he's following the same method because he wanted that same sort of gritty, gnarly feel to his Guitari as well. Because the idea of those is, I think the background he's got for all of those is they're like desert planets guys. So that would be cool. Right, I need to definitely find some sculpting tools, so apologies for this if it makes a bunch of noise. Sam's always way more prepared than I am. Okay, I'm back. Right. Let's have a go at boobifying this armour. Can't be that hard, can it? Let's see if we can get two balls approximately the same size. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Right, well I think I'll make a start on this, and then as far as the chat's concerned I might call it a night. And we've learnt an important lesson really, haven't we? Which is, maybe I wait until I get fibre installed before we attempt this again, but maybe not. If you guys don't mind just coming in while I do a little bit of hobbying and chat about progress on models, that's fine. One of the sessions I was planning actually after I spoke to some of you guys on the chat was to kind of almost just have the sketch pad in front of me and draw out some ideas for a board that I'm planning. So that would be more sort of just drawing on the sketchbook and asking for feedback and you know, letting people contribute ideas and more or less design a board together really was the idea. And just to give you some background, it's for a 40k campaign. We are going to follow the story, if you like, of a Tyranid invasion from start to gruesome finish. And the plan is to kind of start from a Gene Stealer cult uprising onto you know, a full-on invasion, but we want to involve as many factions as possible, you know, and at the moment it's early days, but we're also talking about how can we involve some of the other channels that have contributed so they could bring armies along and kind of probably expand it out to a system-wide one, so it's not too strange that loads of factions get involved. You know, you might have an outpost and those kind of things all kind of start getting dragged into it. And the idea is, from a battle board point of view, is I've already designed the Zone Mortalis board, which is the mine, and we've already designed a city board, which is based on the, you know, the Imperial city board that Citadel produce and Games Workshop produce. Although it's had some significant modifications, because what I've done is literally hacked the boards up and created city limits and all the rest. So there's like sort of defense lines at the edge of the city, and that's really not working. Defense lines at the edge of the city, and then into the full city. And the bit I haven't designed, basically, I want to work on is the kind of interface between the city board and the mine itself. And obviously this Armageddon has been released, which just seems perfect to do that. So I'd like to maybe just do a design session and let people contribute and come along. Got my Blood Angels ready. Community interaction is awesome. Sounds like a cracking idea. Thanks, Glabams. So yeah, we should do that. And like I say, I think the idea is to maybe, if other channels are willing, and you know, hopefully, you know, I hope so. It's certainly one thing we've always set out to do, is to try and be inclusive and, you know, kind of, you know, work together, because I think it's a big old community and there's a big old audience out there, and there's no need for us to not cooperate on things really, because I think it's to the benefit of all of us. It, you know, opens all of our audiences up. So if we can maybe work together on the campaign and you know, take a story forward, including bringing just people in who aren't YouTubers as well, you know, so if people want to come for a game we've been working with a local shop in the area who's willing to allow us to use gaming club space. So we'll be able to invite people down to come and join in on the battles, bring their models and their factions. And we'll just keep writing sort of background fluff to it all. And also adding, narrative campaigns, narrative aspect to the campaign, if you like. Yeah, well, it's not the normalist of breasts at the moment, but I think it's kind of working, isn't it? You guys see that? It's kind of coming together. I mean, obviously I need to push it around a little bit and get it straight, but I think that's working okay. I think that's probably a better option than where I was going, to be honest. If we bring that back in now. Ooh, I think I need to raise them a bit now, put that back in. Yes, a little bit higher, a bit droopy, aren't they? Okay, right, maybe that's the best thing to do, is to call it a night with Frost and Fist's last comment there. What about the logistics? Right, Frost and Fist does final comment there. Love how community orientated you gents are. Yeah, it's kind of my background. I work at a digital agency basically, and I've worked with quite a few clients over the years, and strangely enough, the best results have always come around people collaborating. The internet first and foremost was a way of connecting people, and I think you have to remain true to that spirit. And I think people pick up on that and they enjoy that. And it's crazy to think any of us could own any particular space, and I don't think we should try and do that. I think it's working together. I think collaborating on projects. I think that the Sigmar showdown, which was a collaboration, it was just a conversation between Wargamer Viking and Sam. And and it was one of those, hey, this would be a good idea, and we could do a hashtag and get some other people to do it and create a bunch of models, and it'd be good fun. And what's interesting is not necessarily the channel motivation of it, if you like, but already the results. I'm seeing some fantastic models being produced already, and you just go, oh, yes, and it keeps you motivated, and it makes you want to pick plastic up and go again. And I've had a lot of work gone into the website. And the channel, and I've not done a lot of hobby at all other than making Zone Mortalis boards, so it was really hard for me to pick a model back up. And and Sam can testify to this as well. When he said the Sigmar showdown, I was like, oh, I've just got so much to do. So I've got 1,000 doors to paint. I did come up with the idea, by the way, of having a character called Doreen, which was basically one of my doors with legs, but Sam told me that was a bad idea. So yeah, it's got me picking plastic up and making a funky little conversion again. And isn't this what keeps us all motivated? So it can only be a good thing, can't it? Right, I'm gonna go, folks. It's I only intended to do an hour. I think I've overrun by a little bit. I hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry it's been a bit weird. It's just been me talking at the camera and reading your comments out. But I've really appreciated you joining me, and hopefully next time we'll be a little bit more technically orientated and sorted. Let's hope Sam doesn't kill me in the next 10 minutes, because I've definitely lost the end credits. I haven't got any. I've got a back soon. I'll put that on, but we will be back soon, like in a few days. Let's put the back soon on. No, that's no good. It just said back in now, didn't it? That didn't work.